Hello friends, welcome to VFX Pipeline channel. My name is Rajiv Sharma and in this video we will see Maya, Python and pymel. So we will create this small little tool which will control your render layer visibility. So let's say select layer 2 on off, right? So you can easily on off your render layers and you can do tons of other things with that Python and Maya. Okay, so let's start. So let me open my script editor. So you can open your script editor from this icon here. Okay, and when you open your script editor you will see there will be mel and python boxes are there. So we will use Python, so that's why we will in Python tab. Okay, so first we have to import the modules, Python modules, which we will use for making our tool. Okay, so the first module will be pymel. So first I would like to recommend you should go to Maya help, and inside help go to Maya scripting references and Python command references. I'll show you what the web pages look like. Okay, so this is the Maya help for mel commands and Python command documentation. Okay, we will use this. Mostly we can find a lot of commands which we require for our project. Okay, so right now in our case we need button, we need window, so we can just type it here and we'll search it out. Okay, what's the how we can create a button and window. Okay, similar to the Python command, you can go because the mel and Python both are different here. Okay, so but we will use pymel. So for pymel there is different documentation there. You can see here pymel references. So you will open this page and yeah, so these are the documentation for pymel and Maya Python references, but we'll see how we're gonna use that. Okay, so first we want to import our pymel.core module in our Maya script. Okay, so how we gonna do that? For that you can import pymel.core as pm. So this is our first line because we imported pymel.core as pm. So this pm is the short name and we'll use pm later on in our scripts. Okay, and the second module that we are going to import is cmds. So import maya.cmds. so import Maya commands as cmds. Okay, so these two are important for now. Okay, so now let's start. So first we'll start with pm dot window because we are going to create a window. Okay, so this is a command for that, so you can just use pm dot window, and first the title of the window. So the title should be start with title equals to VFX pipeline demo. Okay, so this is demo, and you can provide the width of that. So width equals to, for now that should be 200 should be the width, and the title should be VFX pipeline demo, and you can write it anything you want. So yeah, for now I just want to make this and I want to see that. Okay, so what I can use for that, like pm dot show window, and just execute that. Sorry, close that. Oh, so first we have to add a layout here to see that. Okay, so pm dot we'll add a column layout. Okay, so just a minute, yeah, column layout, and inside that we will just add just table column equals to true, so it should be adjustable, right? Okay, now let's see. Still not visible. Oh, I'm sorry, it's actually coming here outside the window, but we can see our window is there. Okay, I'll close that, and again if I want to try to execute that, yeah, it's for now it's generating off the screen, but it's okay, you can see our demo is there. Okay, now we have our window, and now we're gonna add some button here. Okay, and for in our case we have to add only one button that will toggle our render layers. Okay, so now we can add a pm, and remember the pm is a pymel.core. Okay, so we are getting button from there, and also if you want to check the documentation, please go ahead and you can get it from here also. So for now, for example, if you go to pymel.core windows, and here you can see the button. Okay, so this is the examples and the help, which is very useful when you program your application utility or whatever. Okay, so always use documentation, that's very helpful. So now use button. And also one more thing is in Python, once if you want to see the methods which is related to that particular class, so you can just use pymel, like for our case pm dot and control space, and that will show the entire list of the attributes that they have. Okay, so for now we are looking for button, so button. Okay, so you can directly autocomplete that, so that's very helpful. So you can use button, and we'll just give a label for button, and that label should be on and off, on off render layer. Okay, so this is our label, and we'll give a command later once we write our function to on off the render layer. So for now we'll just close that, and let's see, up to now we are perfect. We have a button here that is on off render layer. Okay, and for now we are clicking on that, but nothing happened. Okay, but we'll write a function and that will execute once you click on this. So now just add a function here for now. Okay, so this is our function. Whenever you start a function, it should be start with def, that is define a function. Okay, and our function name is toggle render layer. Okay, and you should use star arg because we will use some arguments here. Okay, but just print hello. Okay, and now we will connect this function with this button with what we will use command equals to toggle render. So whenever you will press your button, oh sorry, where's the syntax error? Yeah, this is the syntax error. Toggle render layer, spelling mistake. R should be capital. Yep, that's done. So here we have this, and when we will click on this, we'll probably see hello. Yeah, it's working. Now we will get the list of all the render layers we have. Okay, so how we're gonna do that is render layer list, okay, equals to, and we'll use ls command. I'll show you here. Where's the documentation? Yeah, so sometime if you are confused with anything, you can always look the documentation. So we'll just see ls, and ls is basically list all the thing which you need. So for in our case, we will list all the render layers. Okay, so this is the command that we are going to use. Okay, yeah, this is very helpful, and most of the time to query the elements of your scene or the information from your scene, we will use ls command. Okay, so now we will use cmds dot ls because we're gonna list something. And what we're gonna list, so give the type equals to what? Render layer. Simple. And this L should be capital. Yeah, and this should be closed. And to verify that, we just print that, print render. I'll say copy and paste this here. Yeah, and we can see that we are getting a list of all the render layers. So up to now we are going in the right direction. So now we got the list of all the layers, and our task is create a UI that will have all the list of render layers, and we have a button that will toggle on and off the selected render layer. Okay, well, now we have this window, only this button, but we are not getting this list in our window. So how we gonna get this list in our window? And the solution is text scroll list, and that will actually get a list of string and display in your window. So let's see the example here. Okay, so we'll use pm dot text scroll list. Text is scroll list, and here you will add first the name of your scroll list. So I will add a render layer. Okay, and just close this. So this will be the name of your scroll list, and you can use that later on to get the information from this scroll list based on this name. So this is very important. Okay, so don't miss that. Also what we're gonna do, that we're gonna append this list, because we have already a list of layers. We are getting this with cmds.ls, that is giving us a render layer list of in our scene, and we'll just append that into our text scroll list. So how we're gonna do that? Just write append equals to render layer list. Alright, now just okay, so we are getting this thing. We have 4 layers here and display all the 4 layers with one button. Up to now things are going right, and but still with this button we are just printing hello, nothing else. So now it's time to modify our this function, toggle render layer function. Okay, so now let's fix this function. Now actually we need a selected item from our this scroll list, because we want to do the operation with that item. Okay, suppose we have this selected layer here. We could get this value also, but we don't want to go with the selected layer. We want an option. So if I show you here, if I select layer 3 and will on off the toggle, that layer 3 should on off. It doesn't matter if I should go to layer 3 and then use this button. No, I want to full control from here. So for that I want to extract the value, what is the current selected item I have in my scroll list. So to get that, so what you can use is render layer name. Okay, that is our render layer name, and you can use the same which you used here, pm.scroll list. Okay, so to avoid the confusion I will just copy and paste it here. But now we are not going to add something, we want to get the information from this. Okay, so first, from where you want to get the information? I want to get the information of text scroll list, and the name is render layer, right? So just copy this name, or you can type it, but make sure the spelling should be same. Okay, so now we are getting information, we are getting this scroll list here, and we are querying something. Yeah, we want something. So for that you should enable a flag, that is query equals to true. So now this is ready to give you information. What information you want? I want select item, and make sure enable that true. Okay, so now just print render layer name. Okay, so now we have this window here, and now this will not print hello anymore. It should print layer 2. Alright, so now we are getting this. Also we are getting this, but we are not getting only the name, we are getting a list. So to fix this, we will get the first item, which is the 0, the ID number of that first item, and we'll print it out only that. So now if I select layer 3, we'll get only the name, not list. Okay, so up to now we created a button, we created a small function that will get a list of our all the render layers and print the layer, current selected layer from the scroll list. Okay, now the last thing, now we'll do the on off thing with set attribute. Okay, because now we are going to change the attribute, because if you are turn on and off things here, basically you are changing the attribute of this render layer. And if you go to the DAG object, I'll show you in more detail instead of code that, because you will get a perfect idea of behind that. So if you select the render layer 3 for now, just Control A for attribute editor, and yeah. So basically we will modify this renderable attribute, and this is the attribute that is responsible for on and off this renderable layer renderable. Okay, so if you want to manipulate any attribute in Maya, so you should use setAttr. That is basically responsible for setting a attribute. And if you want to get some value from any attribute, for that you can use get attribute. Okay, so I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so where my script editor. Okay, so now we don't want to print that anymore. So first we'll get the value of our render layer, that whether it is selected or not. Okay, so what we can use value equals to cmds, that is our maya.cmds dot get attribute, get adder, and here in get adder we should provide the attribute, full attribute name. Okay, so which attribute you want to get that. So the first thing, we should provide the render layer name, and the second thing, we should provide the particular attribute of that. So let's say if for now hard coded that, so layer 3 dot renderable. Okay, so this is the attribute that I want to get the value from that. Okay, but layer 3 is hard coded. We don't want, because if you want to get the attribute of layer 1, then this function will not work. So this value you can get render layer name from here. Okay, so to use that in a perfect way, what you can use %s here, and that will represent the string. Okay, now you can add percentage render layer name, exactly the same name. So whatever your selected item in your list, that scroll list, that will come at this place, and you will get the value of renderable. If it is renderable, you will get true. If it is not, you will get false. Okay, so with that we'll get the value. Now if you want to see that, you can print value. So make sure you will verify your things are gonna in a right direction. So we'll just query the layer 1 if it's renderable or not. Okay, so yeah, that is true because we are passing the list here. So just a little fix here. Instead of render layer name, we'll query the 0th item of the starting first item of our list. So that is our render layer. Now that will be fixed. So just query the render layer 1 and false, yeah, because that is not clicked, not renderable. And if it is layer 2, yeah, it's true. So we are getting value from this attribute, and whatever is selected, we are getting value from that. So this thing is clear, right? Okay, so that is fine. We get the value of the attribute renderable, but now this time we'll gonna set the value of this. So let's say if it is renderable, then make it non-renderable. So toggle means like on and off, on and off. So if it is clicked, make it unclicked, and if it is not clicked, make it clicked. Okay, so it should be, if it is on, make it off, if it is off, make it on. That's it. So just make it as opposite. So we'll use a small if and else function in here to get that. If value, that's it, if value do something. Then cmds dot set adder. Oh, set adder. So now we'll set the attribute, and we can use same thing here. Control C, Control V to avoid the spellings and all. Yeah, that is fine, that is perfect. So now we are setting this attribute, and the value will be, if it is true, make it false. Yeah, simple. And again, copy this entire line to speed up your workflow. Else and your else should be indent here, and if it is not value, then make it turn off and on. Let's see how it is working. Okay, so I have render layer 2 selected, on off, and that's working fine. Render layer 3 on off, default layer, master layer on off. Yeah, so here you see how we can use pymel and maya.cmds to create these small utilities, and with the help of this you can speed up your workflow. It's depend on your daily task which you are using in your daily workflow. You can use this small script to speed up your workflow. Okay, so once again, to a quick recap of this video, what we used here is pymel and maya.cmds. We created a function here that is responsible for on and off the render layer. We'll just pass this function and we'll add this to a button, and once that button will clicked, this function will execute, and this function contain the lines of code which is responsible for on and off. Okay, and this button is contained in a window, that window titled VFX pipeline demo, and the width is 200. That's it. So it's this 18 line of code, but it's very powerful. You can use for your situations, for your workflow. I hope this tutorial will help you to understand how things will done with Maya in Python, and please subscribe this channel to support my work. Thank you guys. See you on next Monday.